all people are greedy. Greedy in the sense of trying to improve their own situation. The problem is, of course, also that we sometimes, if we are lucky once, we tend to believe that we are extremely good, that we are superhuman. Go into any casino and you will see people being very greedy there.
Banks took great risks. The authorities failed in governing and the Icelanders were unlucky. From a purely financial and economical point of view, it's simple to say that the banks had become too big already in 2005, 2006. Some would even go so far as to suggest that in the light of the drought on the international financial markets the following 2 years, that the banks did not have a great chance of surviving. But a detailed account provided by two economists from the Ludwig Mises Institute, Mr. Baggrund, Mr. Houghton, in the book Deep Freeze, a very detailed book, show that because of loan maturity mismatching and the currency mismatching of the Icelandic krona, following the rapid expansion of the banks, it's difficult to see how the banks from then on could avoid what happened. How come, only 3 leading businessmen have had to file for bankruptcy following the crash? Those 3 are my 2 former business partners in Landsbanki and 1 manager at Björgólfur. That's it. No one else. Not a single one of those who were heavily in debt with Klip, Landsbanki. Only 3 people. Why? Is this normal? That's a strange question for me. Globalization is still a walk in the park. We don't really know where we're heading. Now Iceland, it needs to find out if it will find some traveling partners along that path. Or does it realize its own limits? Limits do not need to be a bad thing at all.
But it is, of course, extremely important that we use this experience in shaping the future of our economy. As a 6 years old, I learned to play chess, and the barber on the corner, he had this little book that said, the title was How Not to Play Chess. It was very educational. And we have issued a report on the fall of the banks, which is not a little book. It's 9 volumes, 3,200 pages. And it's a textbook on how not to do business, how not to do politics, how not to do media, how not to go about your things. And we have there also numerous proposals of how we can do better in almost every sector in society. The main lesson is, of course, that we will not again try to create the cheapest venue for speculators, hedge funds, tax avoiders, or other such parties. They were so large that the banks went bankrupt, and the taxpayer does not have to pay a large proportion of the bill. And I think that is good luck for Iceland, but also food for thought for many other countries in Europe, where the taxpayer is paying the bill and taking on private debt and creating somewhat of an environment where the speculators take the upside, but the taxpayers take the downside.
We want a Truth and Justice Commission. We want you to give us the truth, give us the villains, and hang them. That's basically what the feeling was about. And when it came out, it was a big, okay, there's the truth, let's hang them. But there's nothing happening. So it's a big letdown for everything. And so there has to be this reconciliation. I'm not the guy who can do that or vote for it. But I mean, you just look into history, look at other people who have faced much, much harder. South Africa coming out of apartheid is 10 times worse than Iceland, the crisis which is we've just gone through as a nation. They did it.